Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today's June 7th, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery. You can see the marine layer up in towards Southern California along the central coast, including some of the Bay Area this morning. But there is some sunshine out there to be had, especially across Northern California coastal areas. And you can see the interior areas as well. And check out some of these clouds across Nevada here. I'll show you more on that here in a moment. You can also see some of the snow-capped mountains there across the Sierra Nevada here on the GOES 18 satellite imagery. And the valley areas there as well. Shows up quite nicely on the satellite imagery. So let's back up all the way to yesterday morning, and you can see the marine layers. It was bouncing around, a little bit of an eddy there off the central coast. And then as we scroll through the daytime hours, and we're going to go ahead and click this one more time here, the GOES derived, and we're going to check out all this thunderstorm activity across Northern California, east slopes of the Sierra Nevada, and especially across Nevada, some of southern Oregon as well. As we scroll through the day, check out some of these thunderstorms, even Northern California, probably pretty close to I-5, it looks like there, and some of the Siskiyous up there. So you probably saw a lot of that lightning activity there, hundreds of strikes. And then you notice the updraft just kind of loses on that storm there, and we just poof, and we lose that daily heating. And a lot of that activity ends there across Northern California. And you can see as we went in the overnight hours, some of that lightning continued on. And as we go into the morning hours, you can actually see there were still a few more strikes here associated with this moisture streaming across central Nevada. And we're probably going to have something similar happen today where we have thunderstorm activity out there. So it's a reminder that this is just a natural process of the planet here. And during the afternoon hours, the sun heats the Earth's surface, and that creates convection, and it becomes unstable. And the atmosphere aloft is colder, and that's why we get those thunderstorms here. There's nobody out there with a giant space laser kind of zapping the tops of these clouds like I see in some of these YouTube channels talking about here. This is a natural process that's been going on long before humans were here, and it'll be going on probably long after we're gone, or maybe we've gone on to another planet or something like that. But it's always going to be the case here on planet Earth where we have this stuff going on. There's no sinister geoengineering in effect here, not on a large scale anyway, for weather across our planet. So just want to kind of clear that up there, because I see a lot of interesting stuff there going on across some of YouTube and some misinformation that is out there. Now, if we take a look here on my YouTube page, if you want to monetarily support the channel, you click join right there. If you want to subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything. You can click subscribe right there. This is looking at it from a desktop view here. My La Nina videos, well, by the way, I should have another one coming out here in the next week or so as well. I'll continue to do those and update us here on our ocean conditions. We're probably going to talk about the Pacific Decadal Oscillation here as well, so stay tuned for that over the next couple weeks or so. Looking at Friday's forecast, Redding 103, Red Bluff 101. Look at Weaverville, 100 degrees, Sims 98, Marysville 98, Sacramento a little bit cooler there at 93. And of course, if you want to beat the heat, get out towards the coastline. Look at Fort Bragg, only 61 degrees today. Lake Tahoe, even a nice warm 84, and Reno 97. Take a look at the isolated thunderstorm potential today. You can see it does include Redding here, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. here. And of course, you got the typical hazards here, potential for fire starts with all that lightning going on out there. We'll be watching that here over the next few days as well. And you can see it does include Reno, close to Lake Tahoe there, and across some of the Sierra Nevada. And this is Hanford National Weather Service. Check it out. Some winds could be gusting above 50, maybe 60 miles per hour here. And actually, this is Medford. Sorry, this is actually Southern Oregon and some of Northern California, Siskiyou, Klamath, and Lake counties here. So watch out for that thunderstorm activity today when thunder roars. Go indoors. This is Hanford National Weather Service here, and they do have the excessive heat warning here for Hanford, Fresno, Merced, Madera out there. And you can see some of these temperatures. If you want, you can pause that and kind of check it out there. Kern River Valley getting up towards 100 degrees. This goes through 8 p.m. this evening. Taking a look at the high temperatures today a little bit further south. Palm Springs and Thermal checking in at 109. And you can see if you want to beat the heat, get out to the coastal areas. Look at Anaheim checking in at 78. Nice and comfortable. Irvine, 75. Look at Victorville, 97. Big Bear, 81 today. And on June 7th, 1972, check this out. A tornado was reported by observers at the Blythe Airport there. So you can get crazy weather this time of year across some of the state of California. Now, what we're looking at here is the state of California, Nevada, Arizona, 2-meter temperature anomaly. I'm going to put this into motion here, and you can see that we do get a bit of a relief here as we go towards the end of the weekend, but then we bounce back as we go through next week. There, above average conditions present, maybe some below average conditions along the immediate coastline and for some of the Bay Area here as we go through next week. And then we've been talking about this trough here as we go on in towards the 9, 10, 11 day time frame. And you can kind of see the models actually have trended a little bit further north with this cooling. It does bring some relief to some of the valley areas, however, but you'll notice that's fairly temporary, and then it ushers out of here, and we may start to bring some above average conditions as we go further on into June. We'll be watching that day by day and breaking it down. If we take a look at the European model on the left versus the global forecast system, the GFS on the right, the American version of the same model, and we put this into motion, and by the same, I mean it's a global model. And if we put this into motion, you can see we got systems trying to swing back through the Pacific Northwest as we go through next week here. So still some above average heights though, in the meantime here for a lot of the West Coast and a lot of California. Then you can see the GFS wants to swing the stronger trough quicker and faster and moves it across the West Coast of North America as a much deeper trough than what the European model is showing here. And as we go on in towards the 10, 11 day time frame, the European finally brings that trough through, but you can see the GFS is much further extent with it. So that'll be interesting to watch to see which model is going to win out. I don't have to tell you that this would be much cooler conditions versus what the European is showing here on the left. So something fun to watch here over the next few days. Taking a look at thunderstorm potential here today as we go through the afternoon hours. This is what the Doppler radar may look like. Check out some of the thunderstorm activity across Nevada into southern Idaho and Utah. But you could be popping some of these off across northern California and some of the Sierra Nevada, especially the east slopes as we go through today. Then we're going to scroll through tomorrow, and we're now going into Saturday afternoon again. You see the thunderstorms pop up. Northern California, Sierra Nevada, southern Oregon. You guys know the drill. Heads up if you're going to be off in the backcountry. And we'll scroll through Sunday one more time here, and you can see again that thunderstorm potential will be there as well. If we look at the European model here, so this is looking at lightning flash density potential as we go through this afternoon. I don't know if we're going to see one down across the transverse ranges here, but the European does not completely rule that out. Better chances across Northern California, Sierra Nevada, and Nevada. Then we go to Saturday afternoon, again, Northern California. So pretty good agreement with the North American model on as far as thunderstorm coverage generally is concerned. There's Sunday one more time, and we can look at Monday. We start to wane that thunderstorm activity here. Maybe one across the Sierra Nevada. We'll see how that goes. No tropical cyclone activity expected over the next 48 hours. And here's the 6 to 10 day. You can see they did back off here a bit. Some near normal conditions like coastal areas, but this is for yesterday as well. This kind of a dynamic changing forecast is going to be facing us here for the next few days because, as you saw, some of that troughing is backing off a little bit here, depending on which model you believe. So we'll be watching that near normal 6 to 10 day precipitation totals. And again, California is drought free. Enjoy this while it lasts. Drought is a natural cycle as well of the planet, and this will not always be the case. So let's enjoy it while it lasts. And also, when you get into the summer months, you can dry out a lot of those grasses from all the recent rains the last couple of years or some of that undergrowth and whatnot. And so you can still have an above average season for some local areas here. Just because things aren't extremely drought riddled or extremely dry here does not mean things are not going to be burning here across the Southwest as we go through the summer months. But anyway, hope you guys are enjoying these videos. We'll do this all again tomorrow. La Nina video and probably a Pacific Decadal Oscillation video coming up over the next few weeks as well. So I hope you guys enjoy those when they do come out. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.